All right. Hey guys, Wade Lightheart here, getting ready for the amazing NTA conference, the Nutritional Therapy Association. I'm so excited to be going to the event, and our team is going to be there. We've got a great message for you, and of course, I want to thank and honor you as a nutritional therapist and the association that you're part of, because you're making such a huge impact on the world. You're basically the front line in this major crisis that we're having out there in health. As you know, obesity rates are skyrocketing. People are looking for answers, and you guys are providing those answers for people, and that is so critical, and I want to really thank you for doing that. And that's why we're coming there. That's why we're going to here to help you become more successful dealing with some of the issues that you're faced with each and every day. And so what we have put together for you is something that you may be already aware about, you may not be aware about it, but I think this information is going to allow you to help a lot more people in your business quickly, efficiently, and most importantly, make a difference in the health of people that you're dealing with, your clients. So let's talk about some of the things. I guess some people might say, hey, what are we going to talk about? What we're going to talk about at this conference is the 3 digestive dilemmas and how to fix them. And basically, we want to help you pinpoint the causes of things like indigestion and acid reflux and gas and bloating and constipation. And I don't know if you're aware about this, but I'm going to give you some statistics that are going to absolutely blow your mind. Get this. 1 in 12 emergency hospital visits, 12%, more than 1 in 10, so you're more than 1 in 10, 12% of emergency hospital visits are dealing with gastrointestinal related issues. Think about that. 12%. So if you took 100 people coming to the emergency situation, you're thinking car accidents, you're thinking injuries, you're thinking, horrible traumas, heart attacks, things like that. 12% of those people are actually coming in because something has been wrong with their digestion or their elimination or something, that they're being admitted into an emergency situation. That's how serious this is. Here's another statistic for you. 95 million people are suffering. I don't know if you can hear the alarms in the background, but you can hear the departments going, so I'm here in my office. 95 million people are suffering from digestive related illnesses, which lead to all sorts of illness. And of course, Hippocrates said this years ago, the father of modern medicine, that all disease and all health begins in the gut. And one of the things that we're going to talk about today, because again, you guys are out there, you're helping people with their diets, you're helping people with their nutrition programs, making sure they get the right adequate nutrients, making sure that they understand the building blocks, the essential phytonutrients, micronutrients. But I'm a nutritionist myself. And here's the thing. I wasn't taught about necessarily all of the mechanics that are required in order for you to get digestion rocking and rolling in your system. In other words, what are the requirements of enzymes? How does hydrochloric acid work? Why does it diminish over time? Why we are in such trouble with deficient diets? Why are people having all sorts of associated conditions like, skin conditions, depression, all of these typical things that are treated with pharmaceuticals, which are actually because they're not able to convert a great healthy diet, or even whatever their poor diet is, into the nutrients, into the building blocks, into the energy units that they require in order for their health. And of course, I only got a few minutes. I took exercise physiology at University of Brunswick. I became a sports nutritionist. I serve at the American Anti-Cancer Institute. I used to be a 3-time national bodybuilding champion, and I worked with some of the top coaches in the world in order to compete at the Mr. Universe and stuff. And here's the bottom line. Despite all of that training, after my Mr. Universe contest, I gained 42 pounds of fat and water in 11 weeks. And it's because I had compromised my digestive system. And so that led me on this mission to start educating. First, I discovered and fixed the problem myself, and I used a very systematized format that I applied to myself, and it worked. And then I adapted that to the into my professional field by coaching and helping other athletes and bodybuilders and stuff. And then the funniest thing happened, and this is where you come in. I opened a holistic health clinic right after this because I'd corrected all my conditions and helped, we coached 15,000 people around the world on performance-related matters. And I opened a holistic health clinic because I was always fascinated about how do we improve health. And what was interesting is I started having people come in to see me with all kinds of physical conditions. They had skin conditions, they had acid reflux conditions, they had constipation, they had bloating, they had chronic depression. They had all these different issues, and many of them had gone from diet to diet to diet. And you might have clients like that where you've had them, they're coming in and they've tried everything and they can't seem to get what's going on. And in my own ignorant way, I was asking them, well, what are you doing for your digestive health? And a lot of people didn't really know, and they had gone to some really world-class experts to get that solved. And I was like, goodness, what if we see if we can fix your digestion? Because it looks like you got a skin conditioning. Maybe you don't have enough lipase. You're getting sick all the time because you took too many antibiotics. Maybe we rebuild your microbiome and get that balanced. Or you weren't producing enough hydrochloric acid. Maybe if we added some HCl, we could fix that. And guess what? People started to recover from all kinds of different situations. Now, I'm not here to say I treat any disease or dysfunction. We all know the legal components of that. But here, kind of unbeknownst to me, that over the course of 4 years, I discovered that the same challenges that we were having in high performance were the same challenges that ordinary people were having. And that is, they couldn't digest, absorb, and assimilate the food that they were consuming. It didn't even matter if they were following great diets, because some of those people had digestive systems so compromised. People that had gone through radiation and chemotherapy treatments, people who had been on pharmaceutical medications for 10, 20, 30 years, people who had followed horrific diets or had gone through very stressful situations. And this had a significant effect on their system. So what we're going to do in this talk is we're going right back to what Hippocrates said. Look, all disease, all health starts in the gut. And the good news is me and my company, we started out as a performance company, and we ended up becoming a digestive health company by Optimizers. And the reason is because we recognize that after coaching all these people around the world, now we've served over 50,000 clients, is that so many people, they were compromised in getting the true benefits they could from a great nutrition program that would be advised to you, or a great exercise program, or a holistic health protocol that they could really use. They just didn't have the digestive capacity to do this. And so we realized that, hey, we fix digestion better than anybody else. Why don't we take all this experience and all this information and all of the data and programs that we have and break this down into a simple system that allows any practitioner to quickly figure out what's going on with their client, what are the potential challenges, and how to suggest the right product to deal with that. We've also added in this, and we're going to talk about all this in this webinar. You are going to love this presentation because it's going to make everything else that you do so much better. We're going to get into the ABCs, the 3 major symptoms that people are dealing with, okay? And it comes down to this, right? Acid reflux, #1 condition that we're dealing with out there. It's a huge issue. It's leading to things like Barrett's symptoms. Hi there, guys. I just want to say shout out to all the people hitting it up. Thank you so much. Acid reflux, it's a huge thing. There is millions and millions of people who are on proton pumps from pharmaceutical agencies that's actually making the condition worse. And of course, if you've heard about what happens long-term on acid reflux, things like Barrett syndrome, cancer of the esophagus, which are rising rapidly, you guys are the people that can make a difference. And that's why we're coming there to get this message out to you guys, because we can solve this easily. And the data that we're using, we're not just taking experiential information. We're taking absolute, well-researched, scientifically proven. We're going to give you the resource sources, the American College of Gastroenterology. We're going to talk about what's happening from the Bureau of Economic Analysis, that we're not just making these numbers up. We're going to talk about molecular metabolism, research that we've gathered from that, molecular biochemical knowledge. We looked at digestive disease and health. We've got the Harvard Medical School with this. We've got Nature. We are going to arm you with a bulletproof and Teflon coated system backed by science, backed by research, and backed by personal experience. And I want to just deliver the whole thing, summarize it in this amazing talk, and give you the tools that you're going to be able to go out there and make a difference in the world. Because the facts of the matter is there's a big issue. I mean, not just acid reflux. We're talking about bloating and gas. And people go, well, bloating and gas, okay, is that really a serious symptoms? Well, there's a lot of people suffering from it. I get literally emails every single day from our company with people who are suffering, and it's embarrassing. There's social implications, especially with the elderly, that they don't want to go out to public events. They feel that they can't, participate in some of the things. I can think of a lady that was a cello player. She couldn't play cello because she was so embarrassed that she'd get all this gas and bloating. We put her on our program for a little bit, and within a few weeks, all the symptoms went away, and guess what? She was back playing her cello. And these type of experiences are the heartwarming things of why we're all involved in this. And this is why we want to be part of making a difference and being nutritionists and providing information, because let's face it, where is the average person? Where is the average person, I always say the Ma and Pa America, the Joe and Jill average, who are out there working 40 hours a week, raising a family, and have no background in health? They need you. They need you to be able to provide information and to be able to provide answers, because if you don't, they're going to end up as one of these 12% of emergency visits. Think about that. That this is a serious issue, because it starts out as bloating and gas. It starts out as acid reflux. It starts out as constipation or diarrhea. That's the ABCs. Acid reflux, right? GERD, bloating and gas, that's B. Constipation, diarrhea, those are the dilemmas that we're dealing with. And the bottom line is we're all living, and you know this, and so I'm kind of singing to the choir. That's why I love chatting with you and being able to go deeper on this topic for everyone. Is these things, if left unchecked, are going to lead to major crises for those individuals. And the reality is the medical industry, and no disrespect to the medical industry. They do a great job in acute care. We all know that, and they're great in those emergency situations. But they don't have the education, they don't have the background, and they do not have the ability to provide the insight and applications that you guys are able to do. And the good news is this. A recent study showed that 55% of the population are now going to alternative therapists, and this fits in, the nutritional therapists fit inside of that group, that whole umbrella, in order to gain information and knowledge, because they've lost faith in quote unquote healthcare, conventional healthcare as it is today. And so our goal is to go out there and provide this and show this, because think about this. I mean, we all know that there's a couple of, there's antidotes to all this, of course. You got to diet, you got to exercise, and you got to fast. Now, when it comes to diet, that's where you guys step in. You got to teach people the foods that they need to eat, what are the things they need to avoid, and how to manipulate that. But what we've provided for you is a way to turbocharge the results, so that what you prescribe to them or what you suggest to them for the nutritional components are going to be accelerated. Because let me give you a quick clue. This is something that was shocking to me when I discovered through my own failings in 2003 at the Mr. Universe contest, is that in order to absorb and utilize the nutrients from the diet you have, you need enzymes to get your protein, you need protein to get your minerals, and minerals to get your vitamins. If a person has a compromised enzymatic pathway, for example, let's say they don't have the ability to produce enough protease in their diets. Well, guess what? The chances of them being able to make the polypeptide chains that turns on their happy hormones in their brain, very, very low. And of course, what does the research say? 25% of